What's going on, guys? Digidesdan here. I'm back again with another pickup video for you. This week, not as great as the past couple weeks, but still lots of great finds. I'm still super excited for this type of stuff, just because, I guess you'll see in a minute, but lots of stuff from the retail, a few stuff from the thrift, and one great thing off of Craigslist. So let's get started. Let's go with the retail finds. So first few things we got from the retail are some World of Nintendo plushies. These ones are a wave that I didn't know were coming out. I haven't been keeping tabs on them, but this is apparently wave 2-4. So you have a red bomb here. Nice little close-up. I don't know if these guys were in other Mario games. I don't quite remember. I remember clearly seeing them in Super Mario 64. Is my first appearance, or when I first remembered seeing them. We have Peppy, the donkey from Star Fox. I don't know if they released a Slippy yet, but I do have Fox and Falco, so I'm now missing a Slippy. We have the pink fairy Pikmin. It's a little cute one here. And then we have a pink Yoshi. And all of these were found at Target. Very cool. Don't know if there's any more in this wave. Let's see. I have the teal squid here. This is 2-3. This was from one of the pickups on our way to Cowlitz. But 4 World Nintendo plushies from Target. Very cool. Always love plushies. You know, I thought I put some away in storage, and now I'm running out of room again. So that's one. Also found from the same Target. This is kind of toy related. This is Hot Wheel related, since we do collect Hot Wheels as well. These are the Car Culture series of Hot Wheels, so they're just a tad bit more expensive. And these are the air-cooled ones. So you have a lot of Volkswagens, one Porsche, and one Fiat. So these are very cool. Fully die-cast with the nice wheels. Not much to say about them other than, you know, I like the way that they look. All the decals, the paint apps, very heavy, very high quality. These would be happy to go into my collection. Next retail pickup is from Walmart. Just happened to stop into Walmart for some random supplies, and happened to find this guy. So this is, or this girl, I should say. It's Samus. It's a Phase-On Suit Samus from the World Nintendo line. Series 2-4. In the other figures in this line, you have like a blue Yoshi, Toon Link, Inkling Boy, and a Mario. We were able to find the other 4 figures, and this was the last one that we were missing. This was the only one on the peg, and my fiance spotted it, and she grabbed it right away, knew that we needed it, and happy to have this in the collection now. Alright, next few finds are from the thrift shop. Nothing too exciting this week. First pickup I want to show you is this silver PS2 controller from Value Village. It's $4.99, $5 for a controller. It's in awesome shape from what I can see in the bag. All the buttons are super responsive. It's not gritty or filled with dirt or anything. Only reason I picked this up was because I needed an extra PS2 controller. I realized that I picked up a slim PS2 recently, and I only had one extra PS2 controller with it, so I could only play one-player games. I have another PS2 Slim, but it's all boxed up and it has 2 controllers with it, but it's kind of a hassle to take out the box to just get to the controller each time I want to play 2 players. So I figured might as well pick up another one. Silver happened to be my favorite color in terms of consoles, and you know, found it at Value Village for $5. Not bad. And yeah, picked it up. So that's a good pickup there. Next find is from Goodwill. This one's kind of cool. This is a Nintendo World cup here. Don't know if it can focus, but I mean, you can get the gist of it. It's made out of like porcelain, or like a glass, not glass, but porcelain. I'm pretty sure I've seen these before. We picked this up for $3, which isn't bad. But pretty sure I've seen this before, and it had a lid that went to it. I'm pretty sure this is a coffee cup. Either way, for $3 for a Nintendo World Cup, typically sold at like a Nintendo World store. or like an employee-only store. This is a pretty good find. Even without the lid, I'm not much of a coffee drinker anyway, so I could probably use this for something else. If I'm not drinking out of it, I can use it to store pens or put a couple flowers in. I don't know. A nice little piece to top off the collection. Nice little decoration piece. Next pickup is also a Value Village find. Not also because I found the last one at Goodwill, but this one's also from Value Village, just like what was it? The PS2 controller. This is a PlayStation Move gun adapter accessory. I don't know. It's for PlayStation 3. But the reason I picked it up was for this thing here. If you noticed, this is actually the PlayStation Move controller in there. So this was an accessory that you would use with the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Move controllers. This one specifically, and then the navigation controller. And you could use it as essentially a motion gun to play your shooters. I don't know what games it was played with. This was kind of an accessory and time during the PlayStation 3 era that I missed. It was kind of towards the end, and started moving on towards different games. But either way, you can pull this back here, and it'll release it from this plastic case. Plugs into the controller itself, and now you have the PlayStation Move controller. What makes this great is the Move controller right now is relevant again with the PS4, mostly because there's the PlayStation camera, and especially with the popularity of VR and the PlayStation VR, you use these to essentially, as your hands in your VR games. So pretty good pickup. It's in pretty good shape. The adapter itself, I don't know what I'm probably going to trade it into GameStop or something. I don't really have use for it because I don't play these motion games with the navigation controller. But either way, the entire bundle, quote unquote bundle, was $5 from Value Village. So I mostly picked it up for this, so I can use with the PSVR. But either way, $5 is not a bad pickup for either of them. So. Alright, next pickup is from a buddy of mine in Japan. It runs Tozai Exports. Does a lot of Japanese games, AV modded, Famicom disk systems, and every now and then I message him and let him know, some of the things I'm looking for. Of course, he's an awesome guy. He obliges. He doesn't have to, but he goes out of his way to find some things for me, which is fantastic. I really appreciate it. Thank you. But I've mentioned in the past few videos, my fiance and I are on a DDR kick and a rhythm game kick. And some of the games that Japan got had better track lists and different tracks, or that's the same thing, but different track lists on their games compared to ours. And specifically, like this one, this is Dance Dance Revolution, the first mix for PlayStation. We got this for the US version too, but it has a few other tracks on it. Like, for example, a very popular one is Butterfly by Smile.dk or something. And that's one of the reasons we picked it up. Also, I mentioned in my other video, I picked up one of the Goldfinger adapters for the original Fat PS1, and that allows me to play these import games. So I just got to do like a disc swap, but either way, it allows me to play these, and my fiance to play these, and we're super excited to have it. So this one's the first mix. We also have the second mix here. We have the second mix append, I guess, and I believe this one you need second mix to work. It's kind of like an expansion disc. It has a club version volume 1. It has more tracks on it, or remixes. That's my assumption. I can't read Japanese, but once we get to playing, I know we played the first one already, but once we get to playing the second mix, then we'll probably find out. And then also, this is Beatmania 5th Mix. And Beatmania is another rhythm game made by Konami. I'll show it to you here. I know it's kind of hard to see because they have a lot of effects and like I don't know, Photoshop in this game. But it's a DJ game, and these games, I don't know if they came with it, but I know at least the first one did. We had one version in the US, but it came with a DJ controller. And there's a turntable, and there was like 5 buttons, and essentially, there's little tiles that dropped, and you had to match it with the buttons. And there was a spin feature, I guess. Not very good at the game, but either way, Beat Mania is pretty fun. I know that there's some arcades out there that have the actual cabinet, and you can try it out there. But either way, rhythm games are super fun. Super excited to have them. Thank you again to Tozai Exports for always, being on the lookout for me. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And if you're interested in the stuff that he has, you can always check out the link in the description below. I'll link it to all his sites, websites, social media, that sort of thing, and you can check him out there. All right, so the next pickup is fantastic. Unfortunately, I don't have it right now. I had it up until I made this video, essentially. So the pickup is a Sharp Twin Famicom, and I'll throw a picture up if I can. It is essentially a combo console made by Sharp. And I know Nintendo worked with Sharp way back in the day, and it was a Famicom combined with a Famicom disk system. So instead of having the Famicom and the Famicom disk system attached on the bottom, on top of each other, it was a combo system that sat side by side. And when you see the picture, if I ever throw it up, you'll see that in the front left side there's the disk system part, and the top there's a Famicom part, and it was Japan only. And my fiance, one morning while I was working, happened to find one on Craigslist. And it was a guy local. Somehow he came across it at like a Goodwill or a buddy of his, and he was just trying to get rid of it. There's no way that he could test it because, it was Japanese, of course. He didn't have any Japanese games. And we contacted him. We met up with him, and he was super nice, super logical, level-headed sort of seller. And I was able to make an offer to him on it since I had games to test, so I brought my own games to test. The Famicom side worked, but the Famicom disk system side did not. So what's very common in the Famicom disk system consoles or attachments is there's a belt that drives the disc itself, and it's attached to a motor, and the belt usually snaps. It's made of a neoprene type plastic, and it breaks down over time, and so you have to get those replaced. And I plugged in my disk system game, and I heard a noise. It sounded like it was turning, but not really. Nothing was happening. It was loading constantly, so it was obvious that the disc wasn't spinning. And I knew right then and there when I was testing it in front of him that it needed a belt replacement. The Famicom side, on the other hand, it booted up, it worked, but there's some graphical glitches. So some of the sprites, if you turn left, were disappearing or they're flashing, and I don't know, it worked, but still wasn't perfect. And I contacted some of my buddies and asked around for some advice, and they sent me to an acquaintance of theirs or a friend of theirs that does a lot of console modding and repairs. So I met up with him. I gave him the console and a little bit of money for parts and a donor console just in case, and he's going to fiddle around with it, replace the belt for me, mess around, check the CPU, the PPU. He's really good with a solder gun. He knows his way around consoles. He's even going to put a socket in it for me, which prepares it for RGB modding if I wanted to do that in the future. But either way, he's going to try and fix it for me, make it perfect and working condition. This is a console that I really wanted when I was in Japan way back when, but I just couldn't find it for a reasonable price. And off this Craigslist deal, I was able to find it for a really, really great price. And on top of that, he was able to give me a small discount because of the repairs needed. And now, hopefully, we are able to get it fixed and working so I can use it. What's also great about this model, if I'm still showing the picture, I might just flash it up again. It's the turbo model. So there's surprisingly a few models that you can get for the Sharp Twin Famicom. This one specifically has the turbo controllers, just like a PC Engine or TurboGrafx would have on their controller. You can make it so the B or the A button constantly pushes or registers in the game. So super excited to have it. I can't wait to get it back, but it's too bad I don't have it with me to show you like right here. Either way, I'm super excited to have the console. I'm excited to see how the repair process goes. Hopefully it goes well and I can have it back and I can show you in my next video or something. At least check my Instagram, there's a picture on there, Facebook, all that. Check all that good stuff. If you did like this video, since those were my pickups, if you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I always appreciate all your views, all your comments, all your likes, all that good stuff. Check out my Instagram, check out my Facebook for other good content, other photos about my collecting endeavors. And we'll see you on the next one.